Hello, Leo. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, if I can get the glare off of it. At the bottom here, it says illustrated by Mark Evans. That way, if you want to find any of those creators, there's that information. Supportive Oracle cards are the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is spelled R-E-I-S-C-H. And that is that. Okay. This is Leo. So, okay. A bunch of those cards fell out while I was shuffling. They're all face down, so I don't know what's going to happen with those just yet. That's it? Okay, well then that's it. Starting off, great energy for you. Great energy. The Chariot, the Sun, and Peace. So, you got a lot going on. It feels like there's nothing in my way. Like there's literally nothing in my way. I'm going towards what I want to get. You got peace here. Like when I say nothing's in your way, like nobody's giving you any type of issue. Even if somebody's getting in your way, it's kind of like you barely notice it. So even if somebody's like, I don't think that's right, Leo, you're like, oh, that's nice. And you just keep going. Or somebody's like, I don't want to go. You're like, all right, fine. And you just go without them. Like, when I'm getting peace with the Sun and the last card here, the Chariot, you're going forward, doing what you want. I feel like there's other people involved, but again, even if somebody's literally getting in your way, you handle it in 2 seconds flat and just keep on going. You're just like, yeah, okay, that's nice, bye. And you just keep going. Keep going. That's it. Starts off really great. Nothing bad there. When you move on and do what you want to do, I don't seem to think there should be a problem with that. But I'm getting study in the environment. I don't know if somebody's challenged by you or like you have something that they want or they just feel like the choices you made caused issues for them. Because I'm getting here like the challenge energy here with the study. Kind of like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like what the Leo's doing. I'm not exactly sure if this is kind of like they want it for themselves or they just don't like that you're doing it. Because when the study comes in, it's weird because they're like, it's not something like you're trying to convince anybody else to do the same thing. If people want to come, they're coming. Like this is the Chariot came through, which to me can be a family card because it connects to Cancer, connects to water. This is the Cancer card. So that's kind of why I'm feeling that there. But it's like if people want to be a part of it, they're a part of it. If they don't want to, okay, fine. And you just keep going. It's like you don't have to do anything. But if you want to, come on. Somebody seems to be bent out of shape about it a little bit. And that study energy makes me feel like they're kind of like, what do I need to do to stop this? It feels like the Grinch before Christmas. Or the Grinch that stole Christmas, however that goes. It's just kind of like, I want this for myself. How do I change this? Now, this is where all the cards that fell out come in. And they're in their environment. They fell out like right smack dab there. There's 3. All right, it's not that many. And they are success, prosperity, and organization. They're setting it up to get what they want. Whatever it is you're doing, it's almost like they're hijacking this. It does feel like they're hijacking the situation. It's almost like if you were going to go on a family vacation, somebody else a part of this is going, all right, maybe we're going to Aruba, but we're doing what I want when I'm there. And they're hijacking it. They're setting it up however they need to. It's kind of like, yeah, we'll go to Aruba, and this is what's going to happen when we're there. We're going to be at this hotel, we're going to do these things, and I'm setting up all the schedule. That really, the success, prosperity, and organization, especially the organization, like they're setting up the boundaries to have it go the way they want. They're like, you might have decided where we're going, Leo, but I'm deciding how it's going to play out. Success and prosperity makes me feel like they're going to get their way too, which kind of shocks me. Let's keep going, because your energy, I feel like it's kind of like I got to choose my battles here. They set this up well. Because it's like whatever they chose to happen, it's right. A lot of it is what you like anyway. but it's structured. It's a little over structured, is what I'm getting. I think that's kind of going to be that's your point of contention. It's a little over structured, but they did put in a lot of things that you wanted to do anyway. But you're also kind of looking at this like I don't know, it kind of sits funny, kind of like I don't want to make a big issue about it. It's not really going the way I wanted it to, but there's a lot of things I want happening. So I think it's overstructured though. I feel like that could be an issue. For a lot of Leos, I feel like if there's too much structure, it just feels very like it's just like it chokes you. It's just kind of like too much structure, too much structure. I feel like there's too much structure here. But you're choosing your battles. When I'm getting the Queen of Cups with the Five of Wands, like, all right, clearly if you want to say something, that's not a challenge. If you want to say something, you'll say something. But I feel like you're looking at this like, you know what, I want to enjoy this as much as possible. These are good things. This is kind of a compromise in a way. You're kind of like, yeah, it's a compromise. Somebody else I care about wants this to happen that way. I do feel like you go into it slowly, kind of like, I'm going to try to go along with it. You got the Temperance card here. Like, I'm going to try to go along with it. I don't know I don't know how to say this, but I really feel like sometimes I feel like people try to set you up to get upset, to use it against you. But I feel like you're not playing into that. And that's where the Temperance is interesting because this actually is like the Sagittarius card. It's a fire card. It's compatible with you. Taking it moment by moment, just kind of rolling with it. Somebody else set up the structure, all right, then they're in control of that. It's their responsibility to make sure that happens. You'll go along with it, you'll back it up, but you're not going to make sure it all goes on in that order or at those times. They have to make sure it goes in that order. They have to make sure that it's set up for those times. You'll support it, you'll do your part, but you're not going to lead the way on that. But you're kind of like, yeah, I'll just take it moment by moment. I'll just make it work out smoothly. You were really good with this. I just love how this is playing out. It's almost like you're like, yeah, I think they're trying to mess with me, but all right, I'll show them. I can do this. You're just taking it moment by moment. For right now, this works. I'm going with this. Let's see what the next moment brings. When the next moment comes in, all right, let's see how that plays out. I'm going with that. You're taking it moment by moment. You're very smooth with this. I like this. It's kind of fun. You're not worried about it. Like, if it falls apart, then it falls apart, whatever. You can run by this. You can fly by the seat of your pants. You can do it. You've done it before. If you need to, you'll do it again, and you'll make out with success with it too. So you'll make it work. What I'm also getting is in the environment, the Moon card comes in. I'm noticing I'm talking about a lot of signs. This is literally supposed to be Pisces. That's supposed to be my sign. Sometimes I do connect it with Cancer, though, because the Moon rules Cancer in astrology. So either way, it's like another family feel here, a more connected energy. It doesn't have to be, but that's kind of like how I'm feeling this. They're noticing you just kind of roll with it, and they don't know what to make of it. I don't know if they meant to mess with you, but I kind of figured they thought you were going to get a little upset here and there, but you're not, and they don't know what to make of it. It's kind of throwing them off a little bit. They're just kind of like, the Leo's okay with this? I thought they were going to yell at me a little bit at least. I thought they were going to freak out a little bit here and there with this and that. I thought this was going to be a little bit too structured, and I thought I'd have to make adjustments. I was ready to make adjustments. The Leo doesn't seem to want that, though. Works out. I feel like you shock people once in a while like this. They expect you to react one way, and you're like, well, that's nice to expect, but I'll do what I want. This goes through very smoothly. Very smoothly. They don't know what to make of it. It makes me kind of chuckle. It's funny because this is not bad. This is literally good for everybody. They got what they wanted. You got what you wanted. You just kind of went moment by moment. You're like, cool. You got trust on your side. Kind of like this was the best way for this to play out. You're cool with it. You're happy. You went with it moment by moment. If we stick to the schedule, great. If it changes, don't care either way. You didn't get in the way of anything, but you weren't going to set it up to make sure it played out the way this person planned it. If they wanted it to go that way, it was on them. And they did that. So it's cool. Trust is good. You're like, I'm happy. You're like, because you got things in this, a lot of this went your way anyway. You know what I mean? A lot of things that you wanted to do happened. And you're like, that's cool. I like this. whoever this person is, I really feel like you need to figure out what's going on with them. Like, are they challenged by you? Are they intimidated by you? Like, what is the issue? It might serve you best to have like a sit down talk with them just to figure out what's the deal with them. What are they doing and why are they doing it? Because I don't think this is the first time they've done this. And it wasn't bad this time, but it's just kind of the way it plays out. It's a little weird. And I feel like it does sit with you funny. And it's just kind of like, it just seems a little bit convenient, or it has the potential to have a argument here, but it doesn't work out that way, at least this time. But it should sit with you a little funny. Like, what is the issue? I think what they're saying here with the moon card and the safe travel is like, they get through this one, there's no big blow up. This is a great time to sit down with this person and try to figure out, like, all right, I started this off and then you jumped in and did that and you scheduled all these things and you structured it. Why are you doing it that way? I mean, I feel like you might even point out, like, some structure is good, but you really over-structured it. It was okay this time, but that was, and I feel like you could point that right out. Like, it worked out this time, but usually that's too much. That's too much structure. Why did you do it that way? You know I don't really care for that. I know it worked out this time, but why are we doing this? Why are you going ahead with that when you know that's not something I really care for? You know, what's going on? What's the challenge here? Again, the trust card seems to be coming forward on your side again. Instead of this becoming a bigger problem later, I feel like if you do this now and have this conversation, you can nip this in the bud and be like, what's really going on with us here? Whoever this person is, coworker, friend, partner, whatever. If you're willing to do that, which is completely in your court if you're going to do that or not, obviously. You got the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Cups. It seems like it's not something like, I don't feel like you're kind of like next Tuesday at 5 o'clock at this place, we're going to meet and we're going to talk. I don't see that happening with you. I'm more seeing kind of like you just have a moment where you just kind of with them, they're around, and you're like, you know, while we're just here by ourselves, let's talk about this subject, and you just kind of bring it forward. It seems like that's how this is going to come forward. The moment will just present itself, or, you know, you'll be like, they're free, you're free the same night. You're like, hey, let's go out to dinner, and then like on the car drive there, when it's just the two of you or whatever, you bring up the conversation and talk it out with them. Or at dinner, you talk it out with them. It's just random. I get the Nine of Cups. You'll be much happier. They'll be much happier. I don't really feel a bad person, by the way. Like, I don't think they're trying to be difficult. It just might be like a natural reaction for them to do that. And that might need to be talked out. Like, okay, you need to structure somewhat, but maybe how about not that much? Instead of structuring every second of every day, maybe just structure like very loosely, like maybe 25-30% of it. Structure it that way, because you're, you know, whatever you have to do with it. Is if you have that conversation, you're going to be very thankful. It's going to work out very well in your favor and their favor as well, because I feel like even though this time went well, next time probably won't, is what they're giving me. Probably, you know, there's probably won't. So kind of better to bring it up now rather than having to argue about it later. Are we good? Good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.